Hello, everybody. I'm Taylor OneShot, and this is the Wrestling with Pryde podcast, a part of the Friends of the Squared Circle podcast network. I believe this is episode 4. I could be lying. It could be 5. Either way, I am joined today with my guest, public enemy number 1, Vivian Cross.
Hi there. How you doing?
I am very well. How are you?
I am also doing well. I'm also doing very well. I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to talk, and I'm also excited for our upcoming match as well.
I was gonna say, you're not only my next guest, but you're my next opponent, and I don't know if you have anything in between. I'm off this weekend, so I'm focused on you.
I'm not sure that I have anything coming up. That's nothing as pressing as that. I will say.
Totally.
I might be involved in next Thursday's WWA 4. But outside of that, no. You and I are gonna be going toe to toe in a steel cage.
In a freaking steel cage. I know that you've done steel cage matches. I've honestly, unfortunately, never been lucky enough to be in a steel cage match. So I'm hyped. I'm excited. I am getting ready to not only defend my championship, but you might get tossed into the cage, and I'm sorry about that.
Hey, it's happened before, and I'm prepared for it to happen again. Something that I'm actually curious about to know is, would this match be the first singles match between two transgender women in a cage?
I honestly do not know the answer to that question. There's so many firsts that we always all achieve.
Yeah.
It could be. It is at least guaranteed the first one-on-one trans-on-trans for the trans championship in a steel cage match. I can guarantee you that much. We'll have to confirm with the council. We'll check our numbers.
Absolutely. I would love to know whether or not that's something we can put in our caps.
Yeah, let's fucking boast. We can swear. I swear. I'm a sailor. We just learned that.
Let's fucking do it then. Let's just.
You're public enemy number 1, so that works. Okay, so let's start this podcast off. Let's get to the mythos, the origins. Where did you fall in love with professional wrestling? When did you first find that spark within you that said, "Hey, wrestling"?
So like many professional wrestlers before me, I grew up watching wrestling with my family, mainly my dad. He was a big, he really enjoyed WCW. He really enjoyed WWF, but mainly WCW up until they were bought out anyway. I watched it all throughout my childhood, pretty much all the way up until, kind of when everybody else fell off that was going to fall off, like around like the mid 2000s, like late 2000s. I want to say probably around 2009 or 10 was when I stopped watching. And actually, I think it was like shortly after WrestleMania 27, if I'm not mistaken, because that was the one in Atlanta, and that's my home state. And that WrestleMania is like a really bad WrestleMania. That's the one with Michael Cole and Jerry Lawler. And
ooh, no.
Yeah, we got that one. We got that one for our only WrestleMania.
That sucks.
Yeah, so it was around that time, I think, that I stopped watching. And I kind of picked back up my love for it around like the 2018, 2019, like Kofi Mania, right around Kofi Mania, and right around when AEW launched launched for the first time. Yeah. What are you doing?
Yes, crazy cat energy.
I'm in the middle of a thing. I'm in the middle of a thing. Hang on. Hang on. He's. Oh, you don't want to be on camera, but you want to cause trouble. Okay. Whatever. Yes. Anyhow, around about that time was when I kind of like picked back up with things, and I was 25 at the time, and I was kind of directionless and not. I'd been through a bunch of jobs and just kind of trying to figure out what I wanted to do. And school hadn't really worked out for me, so I was like, you know what? What can I try to strive for? What can I try to like achieve? And like I thought about wrestling, and I was like, hey, you know, I've always loved this thing. I've always loved this thing, like ever since I was a kid. I was athletic growing up. Like I did Taekwondo for like 5 years when I was like, you know, 10 to 15. And, you know, I was getting a bit of a late start anyway, because like, you know, 25 is kind of starting to get up in age there, but still pretty young. I was like, you know, I bet I could do this. I was like, you know, I think in the next 5 years, like within 5 years from now, I'm gonna try to be a professional wrestler, and if you know, we'll see what happens. And it was like right around my 29th birthday when I was finally able to like go and enroll at the A4 in Atlanta, and
Yeah.
it's just been fucking nonstop ever since, like pretty much, with the exception of like a few, you know, small setbacks from injury and whatnot. But yeah, it's been an amazing ride. Probably the best decision that I've ever like made to, you know, like for my life.
Totally.
Um,
Totally.
I've never been happier doing what I do. It really truly feels like it's what I was meant to do. Um, and it's one of the only things that I think I'm good at, really personally. But that's neither here nor there. Yeah, yeah, that pretty much answers that question.
No, that's awesome. That's amazing. You definitely mentioned. I mean, it makes sense. You were Atlanta based, you said, or
I am Atlanta based. Yeah. Mhm.
really? And so that makes sense that you kind of were drawn to that WCW. Oh no,
Uh
are we
oh,
still here? I'm
I can
here.
still see you. I
I'm
can still
back.
hear you.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool. No, I'm back. I'm
I think
here.
you're okay.
Yeah, I see you. I don't know what it all happened. 2 seconds. What you gonna do? Talking
No
about
problem.
WCW and the lights. The lights went off
Yes.
right at WCW. Go figure. Yeah. No, cool. Sorry about that, guys. But no, yeah, so it makes sense you were drawn to WCW being from the South, the Atlanta area. That was kind of like their stomping grounds for the most part. I was also a
Mhm.
huge WCW mark myself. I preferred it over the WWF or whatever, and then the WWE. You hung
Absolutely.
on a little bit longer than I did. I kind of dropped off a little bit after the almost after the purchase. It was kind of like they did that very famously failed war invasion,
Mhm.
and I was like, just hardcore music, skateboarding, girls, whatever. You know what I mean? Life.
Mhm.
So I feel you there, though. It's kind of like that similar type of vibe. Like you said, everybody kind of dropped off at the time. Who was the trainer at the school that you went to?
So the trainer of WWA4 is AR Fox,
Amazing.
very well-known wrestler, currently signed to AEW. Um, he is amazing. He's wonderful. The one of the best like teachers that anyone could have for professional wrestling, and an amazing human being. Just outside of that, yeah, I love AR Fox. He's wonderful.
That's awesome. I'm glad that you had like I would imagine the Atlanta area would have really good resources and strong wrestling roots like that. So that's amazing. I'm sure you're
Absolutely.
more than capable.
If I could speak a little bit more on like a little bit of the history of the four,
Yeah.
AR Fox, he trained at the four in its original form, when it was basically so the WWA four was kind of born out of the ashes of the WCW power plant. We actually have an original
Ooh.
ring from the power plant that we use as one of our training rings. And so there's a lot of history. There's a lot of history in this school and in this building. It was originally Mr. Hughes was the trainer of the original WWA4 in its original incarnation, and it was owned by a man named Frank. And somewhere along the lines of like 10-ish years ago, Frank sold the school to AR Fox. I think he started around like 2002-ish,
Yeah.
training with them, and he was just like a dedicated wrestler like for the school. And like, you know, by that point he had already been world traveled and everything. And Frank just kind of like sold it to him because he trusted him. And There's a lot more to that story that I'm kind of paraphrasing, but
No, totally, cool.
yeah, Fox
That's
kind
really
of took over the
amazing.
school, and it's moved buildings since then. Used to be, funny enough, like in the back of a strip club.
Okay.
Yeah, and that was interesting, to know. But we're in like a really really good facility now, and there's, like I said, a lot of history there, and yeah, I couldn't be more proud of where I come from.
That's really amazing too. Like you said, the WCW power plant, and it's funny because as soon as you mentioned that, like it unlocked an achievement, unlocked my in my memory is like as a kid, kind of growing up, like that was like to me like the only wrestling school I had ever heard of growing up,
Hmm.
especially the WCW fan. So I always had it envisioned in my mind that I was either gonna go there. I was gonna try to stalk Shawn Michaels and have him teach me wrestle because that's my dude, or I was going to seek out Sal Bandini, fictional WCW trainer.
Mm.
Yeah, no, but that's really cool that you got to essentially go there. You got to take a part of the lineage. You got to follow in those footsteps in the path. You got some of the rings there. I mean, AR Fox
Hmm.
is amazing. He signed, like you said, to AEW. He's definitely more than capable, and he carries a long tenured career. It is also kind of funny too that you were both trained by foxes. You are yeah, now that I'm thinking about that, my trainer is Fox Vineyard, and then Vic Delicious are the two main people. As other,
Look at that!
you know,
Wow,
going to other
wow,
schools and done other things as well, but the two main core trainers. So we're both Fox girls. How about that? What's up with that, huh?
interesting.
I
Very
love it. I
interesting,
love
huh?
it. Heck yeah, heck yeah. Cool. So we kind of talked about the love of wrestling, where you fell in love with it. You're from a WCW family for the most part. Everybody likes WWE too. We fell off. We came back on 2018. That kind of tracks to wrestling really kicked up again around that time.
Hmm.
The Ring of Honor stuff, WWE was kind of kicking back up again. Like you said, Kofi Mania, get the AEW. That was a huge catalyst for me to get in it myself. Now you're a wrestler. You're Vivian Cross. I almost said Vivian Fox. I had to stop myself. Goddamn. And I mean, you're starting this career based out of Atlanta. Like, what are some of the things so far in your career that I mean that you've done? How long have you been wrestling too, by the way?
So I've been wrestling for just over a year now.
Love it.
I started training in September of 24.
Okay.
I debuted in January of 25, and I've just been pretty much wrestling ever since then,
Love it.
as often as I can. Um,
Yes.
Notable achievements for my first year. Um, Things that I can think of off the top of my head. These two particular things were towards the end of my first year, but
Cool.
I was nominated for Rookie of the Year for the QWI, which
Love
was
it.
wonderful, wonderful, and so honored and humbled to be considered for that. Um,
Yeah.
I am currently the PWA Pride of the Southeast champion, as well as the Gemstone Wrestling Women's champion as well. Both
Ooh.
of those are North Carolina based promotions. I've wrestled in who is it? I think 4 different states
Cool.
besides Georgia, or I
Yeah.
guess including Georgia, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, including Georgia, and I'm soon to make it a fifth with this upcoming match in Massachusetts. It'll be the
It's like
farthest north that I've ever
far up
gone.
in Mass too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I've never gone that far north ever, so
Cool.
this is gonna be amazing. Um,
Ooh.
yeah, it's actually really incredible the like number of things. Like I've gotten to have a match in my hometown.
Ooh.
That was amazing. That got to experience that in my first year and win in my hometown.
Ooh,
How
even
how
better.
how
Hi,
wild is
hometown
that? No one
girl.
ever wins in their hometown. Like
No.
it's stuff like that, things like that. I've gotten to commentate a match for a GCW World Championship.
Ooh, that's fun.
When
Yes.
yeah, when Effie wrestled for DWA,
Yep.
he wrestled against Jay Lucas for the GCW World Championship, and I got to commentate that match. It was incredible. Like who
Hell yeah.
to say
Hell yeah.
all these amazing things that I get to say that I've done just in the short
Just a
amount of
year.
time that I've been involved in the wrestling community. It's amazing. It's amazing.
That is amazing. And I've seen the
Incredible.
gemstones belt. That's the gigantic one, right?
Yes, it
So,
is massive. I wish I had. I wish I had had a little bit of foresight to bring my belts over here. They're
ooh,
actually in my
girl,
car still.
girl, you
But
gotta be ready with it. You know, it's
you
gotta
know,
be grabbable.
like I said, they're in the car. They're safe and sound. They're ready to go. You know, like
Ooh,
I try to always.
really
You know,
trust in my car in New York. Ooh, God bless your heart. No, and it's amazing. And the PWA Pride of the South Championship. It is a gorgeous, beautiful belt. I
it's a
love the look
beautiful
of
belt.
it. Once
Yeah,
upon a
it's a
time, I
beautiful
was
belt.
supposed to face Eden when she still had the title, and then
Mm.
who knows? That's like 16 hours for me. I'm totally willing to commit to that, but I don't know what the heck happened. I will be joining you at some point at Gemstone. I've been talking to the
Yes.
Gemstone guy there.
Yes, so
Um,
that should be interesting. That should be interesting. So, like, you know, you're gonna be, I'm gonna be challenging for your title, and
yes.
maybe soon after that, you'll be challenging me for my title, and
Who
it's
knows?
just, you know,
So it's a small world. It's a very small wrestling world, and we definitely travel the distance to make the gaps. I'm very proud, and it is really cool that you've gone so far in your journey so far in such a short time. For me up here, it's like okay, I can say if I say that I wrestled in 4 states, they're like an hour apart. You know what I mean? When I go to
mhm,
Maine, I drive through New York, Massachusetts, Vermont, New Hampshire, then Maine. You know what I mean? So for
yeah,
you to do that down there, that's much like it's a much more grandiose feat because you're actually putting in a shit ton of miles to get
yeah.
to that
The
distance.
drives, the drives are a lot longer for sure.
Yeah.
Just to get to the North Carolina for Gemstone, it's usually about a 6 hour drive.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
for some of the Alabama shows I've worked, it's like somewhere between like 2 and 4 hours, depending on where I'm going in Alabama. Tennessee's not terribly far. Yeah.
Cool. Cool. Yeah, my furthest so far has been 8. Is some of the northern Maine spots.
Mm.
It's rough, but we do it and we love it when we get a hotel and we sleep the night or whatever we do. Maybe we sleep in a car. Who knows? I carry a car blanket and a car
Mm.
pillow. I
I do the
highly
same.
recommend that. You
I do
have
the same.
to.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
pullover
Always.
at the road stop, at the Wawas, the Sheets, the Bucky's, whatever you're doing, Stewart's shop in upstate whatever, that can save your life. The 5, 10 minute, 15-minute nap, that can save your life.
It's so
Um,
important. So important.
totally. But no, I mean it's amazing. And like I said, you've done so much, and that's kind of what drew me to you originally. It's just kind of like seeing that passion, seeing that desire, seeing that will to travel, and also just kind of seeing your skill set. I've talked to you candidly before, where I've told you I go through when I'm wrestling somebody, I watched every single one of your match. So I've seen every single Vivian Cross match that is posted at least. I'm impressed. I like the journey. I like the climb. I'm
Thank
also a
you.
little low key. You're welcome. Jealous that you guys do like you guys run shows out of the training facility or somewhere that
We do.
you run shows often.
Yeah, so we do run a show every Thursday out of the school. It's Thursday Night Live. It's free on YouTube. I actually just started literally a minute ago.
Ooh,
So you know, this is going to be posted later, but you know, every Thursday night at 8 p.m. If you're on YouTube and you're free, go check out the WWA4 YouTube channel, and you can see a really awesome wrestling show.
definitely, definitely, and
Mhm.
that's awesome that you guys have that. I'm in upstate New York where it's dead. There's nothing going on. I mean, there's 2 or 3 local feds. I'm not here to dunk on them or not dunk on them. I've worked for them all. I like to get the hell out of town. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But that's amazing that you do that. That they have that resource, so you can get the reps in. Everybody can
Yes.
get the exposure out there. It's really great, and it helps you travel along in your journey. Before we talk about the match, before we talk about the big huge show that we have coming up in March, I'm a move bitch. Okay. And this is me doing a scouting report, I guess, a little bit too. I'm a move bitch. Get out the way. I like
Mm.
wrestling moves. I like slams. What are some of the moves in the arsenal of Vivian Cross?
Let's see. So some of my signature stuff. I do a tornado enziguri off the middle rope. That's pretty nice. Let's see. I've got a lion salt that I can bust out every once in a while. I've got a corkscrew drop kick that I love to hit. That one's so much fun. I have this really nice, it's kind of a momentum based like pendulum neck breaker that I do off the back. I call that the Cross of Fire. Let's see. I do things like lots of elbow drops. I've got like a step off elbow drop that I've been working on that's pretty nice. Frog splashes off the top, springboard drop kicks. Let's see. I mean, my finisher. I have a couple of those. I've got a submission hold. That I believe if I'm not mistaken, I think I settled on the name Cross Out.
Okay. Love it.
It's kind of like a bridging Muda lock, where I've got their arms right here, and I'm just choking the life out of them while I'm bridged over. And I have a butterfly. You could almost call it like a butterfly driver situation.
Okay.
Death's Cross is the name.
Yes. So you're a move bitch too, it seems.
A little bit here and there. I like to try new things often. I like to expand my repertoire where I can. I try to try something new every time I get the opportunity, as long as the situation calls for it.
Totally. And you have to always be willing and able to catch your opponent off guard. I mean, here I am. I've already watched pretty much all of your matches, and now I'm getting a detailed scouting report on your moves. Whereas I am not the guest. I don't have to mention my cool TKO or my flying elbow drop or my Bichinuku driver.
It's true. And I've been very generous and very giving. So I hope you are prepared, because now I'm going to have to pull some tricks out of my sleeve.
It's going to have to be something new and unique and cool. And I'm kind of a little fearful that you might frog splash me from up top of a steel cage or something. Who knows? But
We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I look forward to the match. I look forward to the challenge. I look forward to putting you to the test and just kind of seeing what you have in the ring. But again, we're teasing that match. But before we get there, a question popped into my mind. Who are, and this is, I probably should have segment or two ago, who are some of your favorite wrestlers growing up? Who drew you to professional wrestling? What were the names? What are the people? What were the moments? Was there anything big or major that kind of jumped out to you of like, boom, you love wrestling, WCW, WWE, but who are the people and the characters?
So the names that come immediately to my head are people like Sting, people like Arn Anderson, people like Dean Malenko. Let's see, people like Eddie Guerrero.
Fire.
You've got. Let's see, RVD. People like Tommy Dreamer, Taz. Like a lot of the wrestlers that I really enjoy are like people who are really believable, like characters who you look at them and you're like, absolutely, yeah, that's yes. You're doing it, like and they're so talented, like whether it's on the microphone or whether it's in the ring or whether it's both. Most of the time it tends to be both. This is an obvious one that I kind of missed, but like Stone Cold Steve Austin, Shawn Michaels.
Yes.
Like as cliche as it is to say names like that, possibly they're the biggest names for a reason.
No, 100%.
Yeah.
Is there anybody more recent? Even like let's get into some recents.
More recent people. Oh God, Hangman Adam Page, Swerve Strickland. You've got people like MJF. Brody King. Oh my God, Brody King recently has been amazing. Am I right? Kenny Omega, of course. gosh, Eddie Kingston. I could never forget.
Yeah.
Eddie Kingston is one of my favorite wrestlers. Oh my god.
That's Mr. Personality. Love him.
I could even start naming some like names from Japan. Some people like Kushida.
Nice.
You've got people like Doki. A lot of the like light, the junior heavyweights in New Japan are so much fun to watch. Hiromu, even though he just left recently. Like oh gosh, Gabe Kidd.
Yes.
Dan Maloney. Oh my god, I love Dan Maloney. Oh goodness. I could keep going. Clark Connors. He just got signed with AEW. Oh my god.
Like some of the who's of best wrestling, but like I mean that's definitely a huge pool of talent from the early days. Once you said Sting, that popped for me. Sting's my all-time favorite wrestler, easily. So, and it's cool too because I like the names that you mentioned because I typically I get the Chynas, I get the Litas, I get the Trish Stratuses, I get all those names and stuff like that. It's a lot of WWE, WWF type people. I know you threw in Stone Cold and stuff like that, but and Shawn Michaels. But no, I really like the pool of names that you're drawing from. I mean, MJF is amazing. I got to do like I got to work backstage with him, whatever. He's amazing. Brody King's amazing. Eddie Kingston. Kenny Omega is probably my favorite current wrestler as well. So you dropped some fire down on us there. So that's awesome. And I can see why your moves are kind of the way that they are. Your style is kind of the way that it is. Let's move in.
I should, before we move on, I do want to mention women's wrestlers as well, because I completely,
fire.
I haven't even said any, because there's so many amazing wrestlers. I can never pick a favorite. Fucking Toni Storm, obviously. Jamie Hayter, Chris Statlander, Willow Nightingale. But I mean, the entirety of the AEW women's roster, let's just be fair. They're all incredible. Luna Vachon. Luna Vachon is such an incredible inspiration. Oh my god. You've got like Tori, not Tori. I'm sorry, Ivory. Ivory is the name I'm thinking of. Ivory.
That makes more sense.
Yes, yeah. Bull Nakano. No disrespect to Tori, but Ivory is who I'm thinking of.
Totally.
Bull Nakano, Akira Hokuto, Minami Toyota. Just like
the who's who of women's wrestling, especially
Lita. Lita was a fucking huge inspiration growing up. Victoria, oh my god, Victoria,
yes, big strong girl. Beth Phoenix out there.
Phoenix, yeah.
So would you say that you are currently? I mean, I don't normally ask this question, but do you watch the product normally? Which product? It seems like you're an AEW leaner. To be fair?
I'm definitely an AEW leaner, and it's totally not biased with the fact that my coach wrestles for AEW.
No,
I've been a pretty avid AEW watcher since they started. I kind of fell off a little bit, like for like a year or so, because I got busy with life. But I've picked back up pretty much since I started wrestling again, or since I started wrestling, I will say.
Yes.
Yeah. AEW is just really the best wrestling that is on right now. Like I love New Japan. I love TNA is doing some cool stuff.
Totally.
I enjoy WWE programming from time to time, but I will say that like recently their product has just not really been as strong. I've been keeping up with it less. I'm more inclined to spend my time, if I'm going to watch wrestling, I'm going to watch an AEW show.
No, 1000%. It's like if you watched like when they had like War Games versus Blood and Guts, it's like, what do you mean? It's not even a comparison. Blood and Guts is like the women.
Zero.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas they just like fired on all cylinders over there, and they just have real character. I mean, I'm not here to dunk on any product. I love New Japan. I love TNA, but I'm with you there. I mean, it's for me like that. Ring of Honor, Bullet Club, BTE kind of whole movement into what became AEW, and even the stuff over in New Japan that they were doing. That for me reinvigorated my love for wrestling, and then kind of seeing like Nyla Rose out there, I was like, oh shit, I can do this. Oh my God. So that's around when I started training 5 or 6 years ago, something like that. So I'm right there with you is basically what I'm trying to say. Yes. Cool. Okay, so we got some inspirations. So yeah, I guess we'll jump into no, we'll save this one for next. I'm gonna try to segment this order correctly. So we have a big match coming up. We have as we've alluded to, Outlaw Championship Wrestling. We have Vivian Cross. We have Taylor OneShot. We have I'm always that bitch. We have the Transgender Championship. It's upside down. I'm not always that bitch. Yeah. So we have the Transgender Championship on the line, incarcerated, one-on-one inside of a steel cage. How do you feel about the match? What do you? I mean, are you ready? Do you think you can handle the smoke that we're going to bring here?
Well, okay, let's go ahead and put 2 and 2 together.
Okay.
So I have been in a steel cage match, which makes that one more steel cage match than you have been in.
Correct.
So I think, if anything, I am more ready for this match than I believe that you are.
Oh wow! Oh wow! Strong words from a strong lady, Vivian Cross.
I'm just gonna put it out there. You know,
I'm saying, well, we got the difference in dynamic. We got, I mean, your speed, you're quick, you're agile, you're jumping, you're flying, you're kicking me in the back of my head, you're doing this, and you're lion salting, you're frog splashing. But I got that power, I got that strength, I got that that experience that I'm kind of bringing into the ring. I mean, you have it in the steel cage match, but I've been at this game a little bit longer than you, girl, and I don't know. I mean, I'm looking forward to the competition. I see you as someone who I see becoming a future star. I see your name on the rise. I've noticed you for a long amount of time. I mean, like since you started, I picked up on you pretty early. I've talked about you with other people like Jess Fisher and stuff like that. We've went back and forth. Just you know, I'm proud of you. I'm looking forward to this match so much. I think that we're going to be able to create magic in the ring, and I know that I'm going to have to do something crazy if I'm going to keep this belt, and I love this belt.
And I think that may just be the case because, like you said, you know you've got the experience, you know you have the power, and that just means that I'm going to have to, like I said, I'm going to have to bring out some new tricks. I'm going to have to get creative. I'm going to have to, you know, possibly do whatever's necessary in order to take that title back home.
Yeah, so, yeah, it's never been down south before. Huh? You know, fun fact. I've had this belt for a long time. I had it when I was a Mark fan. I originally created it when I had bottom surgery like 7 or 8 years ago. So I went to a meet and greet with the belt when I was a Mark fan. Still, I met MJF. My trainer was the security guard at the time, and MJF grabbed my belt. So this belt is actually signed by MJF. Amazing. Ironically enough. Yeah, it's a transgender championship fun fact that never gets mentioned. And it's the mention is today years old.
That makes me want it even more. That makes me want
right?
it even more.
It's it's got that little better than you energy on there.
Yeah.
But
no,
no,
that's magical.
He wouldn't let me not let him sign it. It was I'm not going to tell MJF no. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you know? that makes me like that guy even more. I have to say, like I already loved him, but that just makes it even more incredible.
Hell yeah. Max is a great guy. So it's going to be a good match. That's on the February 28th in town's name I can't pronounce. Gloucester,
I believe is Gloucester, Massachusetts. Yeah,
that works for me. But it's at Outlaw Championship Wrestling. It's going to be towards the second half of the end of the card. To me, it's the main event. But we do have another big, huge event coming up, something that I'm extremely proud of. I'm extremely happy to have you on the show as well. And that is on March 28th. We're going to be bringing you and me and a bunch of other trans girls together for Transgender Takeover powered by Cabba Wrestle. Very proud of it. Very excited about this
It's gonna
show.
be amazing. Groundbreaking show.
Damn, it's history,
It's
yo.
gonna be
It's
incredible. I actually still need to know what I'm doing for that show. I still
I was
don't
just
know.
gonna ask you, do you know what you're doing? Do you know what you're up to?
I don't. I have not. I have
Ooh,
not been told what's going on for that date.
okay.
But I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's a singles match. I don't care if it's a multi-person match. I don't care if it's a tag team. Whatever the
Okay.
situation may be, I am going to be ready. I am going to be prepared, and I am going to bring every single thing that I have with me.
I love that. I love that. And maybe the Transgender Championship, and maybe then I'm gonna have to change the card and get it so that way we fight
It's
for it again.
possible. It's
Yeah.
possible. I
If I
could be
lose,
walking into that show with 3 belts. I could be walking into
true.
that show with 3 belts.
You could
How
have
incredible would that be?
that's the main event belt of the show. So like if you take it from me, I've got Booker
It's
power. I'm gonna have to
hey,
book it around. But we have some amazing names on the show. We got Vivian Cross, we got Taylor OneShot, we got Rosalind Grimm, we got Brittany Blair, Brianna Bands, Nikki Winters, we got Noah Vale on the show.
oh,
I
love Noah. Oh.
I'm saying fire out of Florida.
Yes.
We got Kid Bandit on the show.
Incredible.
It's a banger. It's a banger. Daisy Brooks, Abby Race, Salem is her wrestling name. Rat King. I don't.
Yes.
The only one I'm not familiar with is Rat King, admittedly. Looking forward to that though. We got some trans mask representation. I believe there are some things that are in flux. There is a potential major secret that I cannot reveal. It's still in flux and up in the air. But because of that, we have a few matches that are in flux. I'm going to keep using the word.
The card is always subject to change. This is the wrestling business. The card is always subject to change.
But I can say that you will either be in a singles match or you may very well be in a triple threat match. Unless you win the belt from me, then I'm going to have to shift you into the main event and put somebody else against the secret special mega guest. Or maybe then you get to face the mega guest. I don't want that to happen. I don't want that.
Who knows? Who knows? Anything could happen.
Subject to change. I'm saying.
Subject to change. All depends on who gets that 1, 2, 3.
Yes, but that's going to be amazing. Like you said, groundbreaking, history making. I don't think it's the first all trans women's wrestler show, but I think that it's going to be the biggest. I'm really proud of it that we're going to be able to showcase and highlight the who's, the current stars in transgender wrestling today, the up and comers, the people, the next generation, Gen 2. I'm calling us. I've been pitching that as a concept where like you got your Gen 1s. I'm lumping a bunch of girls together. Your Dark Sheiks, your Nylas, your Mariah Muranos, Broken Doll Roxy, PJ the Whip.
How could I have forgotten to mention Dark Sheik?
Right?
When I was talking about inspirations, how could I possibly have forgotten to mention her and Nyla for God's sake?
It's one of those things where we almost take for granted because of how much it's in our mind that it's like, oh yeah, of course them, you know.
Right.
But yeah, I call them the Giselle Shaws, all of them. That's like Gen 1, even though that's over a good chunk of years. And I feel like we're that Gen 2. I'm starting it 5 years ago because that's when I started, and we're going in and still till right now. But I think we have a great opportunity to show that we are capable, we are strong, we deserve to be the names that are mentioned when you think of your favorite queer wrestlers. We're the names that deserve to be mentioned when you talk about your QWIs and all, even the PWI and all that stuff. I really think that a lot of us have amazing talent, and I'm proud to make this happen. We're gonna make history. We're gonna kill it. I'm excited. Having said that, I do want to talk to you because you're the star of the show. What are some things that you want to accomplish in the years to come? What's on your radar? What are the goals? You seem ambitious. What do you want to do in wrestling?
Ooh, let's see. I think I would have said initially winning the top championship for a company, but I've done that. I am currently the top champion for Gemstone Championship Wrestling. So that would count for that.
Oh.
Goal already achieved there. let's see. For other things like that, I want to wrestle as many states as I can. I want to wrestle in as many states as I can in the coming up years. I want to, broaden my horizons, get as many people's eyes on me as possible. I truly want to become independent wrestling's most wanted woman. And that's just a matter of fact that I either, if I'm not already, which personally I think I am, but if I'm not already, I will become it.
Yes.
By hook or by crook.
Hmm.
I would love to win some more championships. I'd love to win some more gold. I'd love to, possibly hold some tag team gold with somebody. I think that would be incredible. Same thing if it was like a trio situation. That would be awesome too.
Amazing.
Let's see. I'd love to wrestle overseas. Gosh, wrestling overseas would be a dream. Wrestling in Japan. Oh God, that. If there's any goal that I could say that I'd want to do before I retired, it would be that. It would be wrestling in Japan. That would be, and like I could safely say that I had done almost everything that I wanted to do if I got to do that.
Love it.
I would love to be signed to a major company, but obviously that's
out of our hands.
way too early to be thinking about stuff like that. I wouldn't consider myself quite at that point yet. But we're on our way. We're absolutely on our way.
Making the radar.
Yeah. I think that is kind of covers it, I think, for the most part. Like as far as goals for the immediate future and like the coming years, yeah, I'd say that.
Totally.
If we're thinking like past that, I think it would be really cool to help run a promotion, like to help book a promotion. I think that would be really interesting. I already do some like backstage work a little bit here and there when I can. I've done some like production stuff, camera work, like music, a little bit of producer stuff. I've done commentary. And as long as it's involved with the wrestling business, I'm comfortable to do it.
So you see your post wrestling career as something where it's not post wrestling. You're still in wrestling no matter what.
More than likely. I don't see myself taking a big step away from it once I have to step away from it. If I'm going to, if I had to take like a big step away, it would have to be for like, a personal reason or something like that. But I really don't see that happening. Yeah, I really don't see that happening. I love professional wrestling. I love, despite all of its flaws, it's truly my life's biggest passion. I think it's the greatest art form to ever exist. I think it's the greatest storytelling medium to ever exist. Wrestling's better than anything, and that's
100%.
my opinion.
No, it's good, and it's good that you've gotten yourself so involved in so many different avenues and backstage, behind the scenes, production. It will all help in that eventual goal and finding a place, a home, even just like being able to run and maintain a show and just being as useful as possible. I mean, wherever you go, like I bring it. I bring a ref shirt with me wherever I go. Just in case you literally never know what gap you can fill and how you.
I'm always up for ring crew. I love doing ring crew.
Same. Extra work. You know what I mean? I'm sure I could get you in on some stuff and things that we'll talk off camera potentially. It could be fun. It's fun. You learn a lot when you're working and helping out a big major promotion and company. So, but I think you're on the right path with that, and I think you have the right mindset towards it, and that's going to do nothing but help you going forward in your already young wrestling career.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Having talked about some of that, but I'm not too nice though, because I still got to beat you up soon.
The pleasantries are just a show. Don't worry.
Correct. So one thing that I do like to ask on the pod, it gets asked on the podcast rather. It is potentially sometimes more, depending on everybody's life situation or what we've experienced so far in our wrestling careers, it can be a touchy subject. But I'm going to hit you with the one hard punch in this interview that I do with certain guests, and that is, it's no secret that, as we've already alluded to, that the two of us are both transgender women within the world of professional wrestling. Having said that, what has it been like for you? What has been your journey? What has been your experience so far as a trans woman in professional wrestling, especially coming from the South? Hit me with it.
So, you know, I think I am privileged enough to say that I've had a fairly like a fairly good experience thus far as a trans woman in professional wrestling. I cannot say that I've like experienced any like serious discrimination despite being in the South.
Good.
Like you know, nothing to the point where I could directly say that someone was being transphobic or you know just generally non-accepting or whatever. I can't say that I've ever experienced anything like that, which makes me very privileged, and I'm very lucky to be able to say that. It's I find it interesting just being able to experience you know things from this viewpoint, mainly because when I had first had the idea of being a professional wrestler and pursuing this dream, I was not transgender. I was this was
Oh,
before my transition that I
oh,
had initially had that inspiration, and it was kind of in the middle of making my way towards it that you know things happened, and initially a struggle for me. I wasn't really sure how it was going to affect things. I knew ultimately it was going to be harder. You know, I objectively have made things harder for myself by being a transgender woman in wrestling. But I never ever wanted that to stop me. I never ever wanted, you know, being who I feel the most comfortable being, keeping me from being able to do the thing that I always wanted to do. Because ultimately, you know, that it would just be an incredible disservice to myself,
yeah.
you know, and my full potential. And if anything, like having experienced it the way that I have has only inspired me more to continue to push down this path and you know try to be an inspiration for others who might possibly have been in the same shoes that I was.
Totally.
um like if there's you know and this even comes to people who you know if you're watching this and you're not transgender and that's not something that concerns you, but you know maybe have been thinking about wrestling or and you're you know trying to decide whether or not it's something that you want to do. I want to be an inspiration to say like, hey, despite anything, despite whatever situation you are in, if you decide that's something you want to do and you make the work and you put the effort in, it can happen and you can follow your dreams. Like that's a real thing. Some people don't believe that that's true, but you can do it. You can be who you want to be and be successful in whatever way that means to you and be happy if you put the work in.
No, I definitely agree with that, and I love that sentiment. And I'm also extremely happy that that you have that has been your positive experience so far. That's very good to say. As you were saying that,
Mhm.
I even like I was saying, oh, because you're from the South, as if that implies everything. I mean, the South is also a good, kind, loving place within and of itself. At the
It
same time,
is. It is. That's. I mean, but to be fair, you know, it's. I don't think it's unfair to say that you know there is a bit of a stigma around the South when it comes to, you know, gender
yes,
politics. You could say.
you see,
You know.
that's the case though. But it is funny because I'm gonna get slightly candid here because I have talked to plenty of trans women from the South, and I do get a lot of that kind of same experience that you're or a similar version rather of that positivity, that acceptance. I mean, there's some girls who I've also talked to that's going through some adversity at the same time, but like I'm from New
It
York,
definitely
so
exists. It absolutely
you
exists. You know.
you would think that New York, it's democratic, it's liberal, it's leftist, but most of the state's very red. Most of the state is very country. It's very unfortunately I have gone through a plethora of things that I'm not going to dive or get into now, but
Yeah, we
it
don't really
is
need to get too far into it, but
no, and I'm not here to dunk on anybody or anything like that, or take a negative spin on things, but basically what I'm trying to highlight is that you should never judge an area or a region because you never know where the love's going to be, where the positivity, the joy is going to be. Like, I've had plenty of hurdles myself within that area and avenue, but I'm always glad to hear that things are changing, things are getting better, things are, because of, the more of us that are out there, we're doing it. And like you even touched on as well, just like being able to inspire other people, just because that is a part of our lives, it doesn't make up the whole of who we are as people. We're athletes, we're professional wrestlers, we're dream chasers, and we are inspirational to so many more people than just that one community. And we belong to so many other different groups than just that one community. As much as we are pillars within that group, we have the potential to inspire anybody to change their stars, to chase their dreams, to know that if you put in the hard work, you put in the dedication, you can be whoever you want to be. You can chase any dream. You just have to buckle down. You have to put in the work. You have to have your eyes on the prize, and you really have to go at it and give it your all. And I think it's incredibly amazing talking to so many different people in general, especially in the world of professional wrestling, of just there's so many dream chasers. And it is so a community that I'm very proud and happy to be a part of. And I like that you touched in on that to show that we can inspire anybody, that we're more than just one facet of ourselves. And if you put in the work, you can do and be who you want to be. So thank you for that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. So that was the hardball question. We're going to shake it up to something a little softer.
Right.
What is a fun fact about Vivian? I don't know why I'm talking with my hands. What's a fun fact about Vivian Cross that maybe people don't know about? Something that you maybe haven't shared before that you want to share now, something quirky or interesting. I just started collecting Pokemon cards again. What's something what do you do? What's your thing? What do you got?
Let's see. Some people may know this. I don't think that this is necessarily like a secret. Some people may know this, but I do know how to skateboard. I like to skate every once in a while, just for fun. I'm not very good, but I can skate. Let's see. I sing. I'm a very practiced singer.
What do you sing?
Kind of anything and everything for the most part. Anything that's on my playlist. But I've been. I like to call myself a vocalist, but that's probably like stretching the word a little bit. I've just been singing for a really long time. I grew up singing like in like choruses and like choirs and things like that. I've done like a couple of stage plays when I was younger where I was in like the ensemble and stuff. But I've like when I was younger, I like did song covers and stuff, things like that. I've played at some open mics. I've done like one concert or two, like with a friend. I enjoy singing in my off time. It's one of my favorite hobbies.
I love that. That's awesome. That's cute. That's cool.
I also really go ahead.
No, you're good. I was going to touch in on the skateboard thing. I was like, oh no, now she's going to Darby Allin attack me with a skateboard in the cage.
I was going to say I also like play guitar. I play a little bit of bass. I play the drums a little bit. I kind of just grew up musically, so that's like kind of half of my skill set came before wrestling. Things like that.
What because I also play the drums myself. I'm a bit of a vocalist. I was in some hardcore bands. I sung on a few hardcore and death metal CDs, guest vocals and stuff like that. I've been on stage a dozen times with different bands and did the whole the life before Taylor OneShot, and the origin was my original band was One Shot Theory. So I was Dead Name. I was it's the Magic Bullet, the whole JFK conspiracy, yada yada yada. We weren't edgelords, but we were New York hardcore.
I think I understand. Yeah.
Totally. So yeah, I was like Dead Name One Shot, and then that's kind of where the name came from there. But no, yeah, I played drums myself as well. I hit a point in the bands where it was like the hardest member to find is the drummer. So I was like, well, I got to switch over to playing the drums. So I do have a 6-piece Yamaha kit, double kick pedals, shit ton of cymbals. It is at my house in my other location. I'm not rich. I just have my main house, and then I also stay with my girlfriend. What do you play? What's your drum kit?
I mainly play on an electric kit only because that's just what I've been able to like keep in spaces, you know, like as far as room goes and noise and stuff. Yeah, I've mainly played it on electric kit. I believe it is a Yamaha T50, I think is the name. I'm pretty sure. I could not tell you exactly the name of it, but it's a Yamaha kit.
It's a Yamaha electric kit. I respect it. Yamaha as well, same. We're Yamaha gamers.
Absolutely.
Small world, small world. There's a fair amount of trans wrestlers who are also drummers, because my last guest, Amber McCormick, the damsel, Daphne DeVille, is also a drummer as well. It's a small world. There's always that joke that like the trans girl is the bass player, but apparently it's wrong. We're
apparently
the
that's the
when you're wrestling.
It's the rhythm section. We're the rhythm section. You know, like that's
that makes sense.
We got the beat.
Makes sense. We hold it. Heck yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Cool. So yeah, I mean, we've covered a lot of ground. We learned a little about who you are in the ring, who's inspired you, where you came from. AR Fox trained you, the power plant, WCW. Got a bunch of moves. You're going to try to beat me up. You won a bunch of championships in your first year. We got the Transgender Takeover in March, corresponding with Transgender Day of Visibility. We're all super proud of that. You got your goals, your dreams. It's going to be gas. That's my WrestleMania this year.
It's going to be incredible. It's going to be incredible. I in my opinion, I think the second biggest queer show of the year, right underneath the brunch. You know.
Yes, I'm still trying to make that brunch. I almost booked Effie last year at my annual Pryde event that I do in Schenectady, and then I don't know what happened. I was going to wrestle him for the GCW championship, and the booker just like had cold feet about wanting to have intergender, but it was a queer show, and he was the money guy.
You know, it is what it is. It is what.
What are you going to do? But we're all going to make the queer. We're going to have lunch with Effie and breakfast and maybe dinner. Who knows?
Yes, it'll be great. It'll be great.
Yeah,
I'll be in Vegas for Mania week. I'll be at Vegas for Mania week. I'll be at the brunch, so it's gonna be a fun time.
Jelly. That's awesome. That's awesome. I hope you get a spot.
First time going to Vegas too. So you know, I mean, shit. Within my first year, first time, you know, going to Mania weekend, like
it's gonna be pilgrimage.
It's gonna be to Vegas.
Yes.
Love it.
Are you gonna gamble? Are you a gambling gal?
Maybe a little bit. Maybe just a smidge, you know, just a healthy amount. We'll say a healthy amount, enough to get it out of my system.
The biggest gamble I make is the Pokemon cards, and I guess every time I step in the ring, you never know what's going to happen.
I'm a bit of a Holden girl, so I wouldn't mind playing a couple games of poker. It'd be fun.
Hell yeah!
Maybe just
especially like Vegas.
You know, you know, we'll you set aside a little bit. You play to just, you know, have some fun. Whatever happens. You cash out. Know when to do it. We're done. We're just gonna go have some fun. Whatever happens.
I love that.
I know I'm more than likely gonna lose that money, but that's what it's there for. So
no, you know, girl, you're gonna win big. You're gonna strike gold. You're gonna lose the championship, unfortunately.
No. That is not a certainty. So don't even.
No, it's not. And I do respect you as a talent in the ring, and I respect you even more after this conversation that we had. We've got this is our first time literally sitting down ever talking face to face. So it makes me more excited about the journey ahead, the two shows that we have coming up, both on the 28th of February at Outlaw Championship Wrestling. Vivian Cross, Taylor OneShot, incarcerated inside of a steel cage for the Transgender Championship. Transgender Takeover in Rhode Island, Providence, Rhode Island, Cabot Wrestle, matches soon to be announced, flyer with all the wrestlers on it soon to be released. Soon is subjective, of course. But we have a month, a little over a month to plan about that, to get that shit hyped. I think we've already sold and moved a bunch of tickets. It was amazing to get to know you. The one thing that I do want to ask is, where can the people find you? I know where they can find you, but where's the matches? Where are the moments? Do you have merchandise? Do you have a TikTok? Do you have where's the socials? Hit me up with the links, please.
All right. So you can find me on Instagram at Vivian Cross with an _ at the end. You can find me on YouTube. Almost all of my matches are posted there, with the exception of just some that I don't have footage for. Vivian.cross.x is where you can find my stuff on YouTube. I do not have an account on X, the platform. I just don't. I don't do that. That's pretty much. I mean, you can find me on Facebook as well, but I'm mostly do promotional stuff on there. If you want to reach out to me, if you want to like send me a message or get in touch, send me a message on Instagram, and I will be happy to give you get back in touch with you.
Love it.
Yeah, this has been so wonderful. Thank you so much for having me on. I've really enjoyed getting to talk to you and getting to talk about myself a little bit, and just interviews are always fun. Interviews are always fun, but especially getting to interview with the person who I'm going to beat in about a week's time. So
this is ground that I haven't traveled yet. I've never interviewed the person, my next opponent, before. This is going to be good. This is going to be golden. I love it. We got the Rainbow Road here down the center. Yeah, I always search up the wrestler's name versus on YouTube. That's how I found all your shit. So I'm excited. I cannot understate how much fun that I've had over the last X amount of time. It says it right there, but again, I can't see it.
Just over an hour. Just over an hour.
Oh,
1 hour and 1 minute. Yeah.
We made our mark. It's just one of those things you can feel it out as it goes. I had another guest. It was an hour and 40 minutes. It was a little too long, but this is the right amount of spice. You can ultimately find these videos on YouTube. You can find them on Facebook. You can find them on Instagram. We are on Spotify. That one takes a little bit more time to get on, but it's been amazing. I'm Taylor OneShot with
Public Enemy #1, Vivian Cross. And don't forget, you can find me almost every Thursday at the WWA 4 on the WWA YouTube channel or at the school.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. And you can find us in our upcoming matches that we've already promoted and plugged. This has been amazing. This has been stupendous. Again, Taylor OneShot, Vivian Cross. You take care. Have a great day. And goodbye. And what do we do? Oh, that's no. It's gonna have an odd ending.
It's still going.
It says pause. End recording. Thanks for the awkward ending.